I want to ask you something real serious because, you know, I think it's about time I ask you this. And I mean, it's been a while, but you know, it's just that I don't, I don't know what happened. But I want to ask you this because what happened to you and Sean Hall, man?
So,
I mean, and there's a,
okay.
I gotta give more to this
All
because,
right, I'll give you the story. I'll give you the exact story, right?
but I gotta give you more before you dive in because
Okay.
you guys were friends for a lot of years, and I met you through Sean Hall, and I'm just wondering, like, what the hell happened? You know?
Well, I guess both of us are mature adults, and we were good friends. I mean, very good friends. Okay, and we had the horses there, and my partner, he wanted to move some horses, so he moved a couple of horses, and I told Sean, I said, look, Jockler's not leaving. Don't worry about her, and I'm going to buy you a nice horse in Saratoga next year. So you have two nice horses. And that was the plan. And then I told him, because Jockler was running all right. I mean, I don't think she ever ran off the board with him. The least she ever ran was third. And I told him, I said, look, I want to give her, some time off because she's just not performing where I thought she would be. But bear in mind, she was doing well, right? Anyway, so he looked at a couple of places, and we didn't like this place, we didn't like that place. And I'm not going to call the person's name, but I said, okay, I found a place for her. She's going to Blank's place. And he came up with this story about he doesn't get along with Blank, and Blank did this to him, or Blank did this. And I was like, well, that's not my problem. I said, I want the horse to go on a break, and that's where she's going to go. So I don't think we put it to bed. We were kind of like, oh, whatever. And she was supposed to leave, and he told me there was a 7.8 race coming up if I wanted to run her there. And I said, she's already there. Okay, run her one more time, then we'll take her to the farm. Turned out it was a 9 furlong race. So I already committed to him. We're going to run a 9 furlong. She had 128 pounds, and he came up with this stupid story about the jockeys are riding her bad and this and that. So I said, put whoever you want on her, no problem. Put up Ray Williams, and I think she finished second. She won a pretty decent race, but she was all over the track. And anyway, I told my friend, I said, look, get a trailer, go get my horse, take her to the farm. So my friend got a trailer. I took the horse to the farm. That was Saturday or Sunday. Sean Hall was still the trainer. Nothing changed. And then Monday, I would always check in with him and stuff. And he told me, he's like, what I did was disrespectful. He's not putting up with it. And basically, he fired me. And I'm like, okay, no problem. And one of his friends had an interest in the horse. I said, what about your friend? And he said, well, he's gone too. I said, all right, well, tell me where to send a check. I'll pay him out. I'll buy him out. So I did that. And that was the end. I mean, we had a few little financial things to clear up. A couple of days after, we got those cleared up, and that was it. And I was fine with that. I mean, I'm an old man there. I don't want what we call beef or drama with anyone. So I was going along my merry way, doing my thing, and all of a sudden, everybody that associated with me, he's kind of blackballed, and that pissed me off. And I addressed that on your show, and here we are. But that is the middle truth. I mean, that's exactly what happened. But I don't know why he fired me. I don't know why he thought it was disrespectful. It's a subject that we could have addressed there and then. But to call me up to fire me, I mean, it's like whatever. I mean, I don't make a living off horse racing, If my boss fired me, that would be something totally different. But
Right.
yeah, and the thing is, it's like, if you're my friend and I did something to disrespect you, confront me about it. Say, hey, this, that, whatever. Let's deal with it, but not call me to fire me. I mean, it's like, what do you think? I'm going to die because you don't want to train my horse? You know, you don't think the horse is going to run again because you don't want to train it? I mean, I would say that was childish, but that's just my opinion.
I always thought it was really interesting the relationship with you and him, because again, I met you through him, and I wasn't like partners with him for that long either.
Right.
But I always thought it was interesting because I know you guys go way back, and just to see or hear that you guys were not talking and you haven't spoken since that time,
So,
I really thought it was really interesting and quite dynamic to see a relationship that extended from so long just went kapoof, just like that.
yeah. Well, I met Sean about 44 years ago. Not aging myself, and I was best man at his wedding. And prior to that, he was best man at my wedding. So it's not to say we're just casual friends. We lived together, Derek. We lived together for about a year. I mean, I used to go by his dad's place. I mean, Sean and I, yeah. Sean, I mean, it's a relationship that he ended, and obviously it didn't mean that much. But you know, Derek, look, I'll be brutal with you about people, human beings, right? The more I learn about them, the more I love my dogs. Because they're no good. I'm telling you, Derek, they're no good. Look. I'm gonna lose another friendship over bullshit. But guess what? It's gonna go. You know what? Because I don't need the shit in my life. I really don't. And that's an old friendship too.
I
Look,
gotta agree with you when it comes to human beings because the more we learn, the more we live, and especially when it comes to like, um, I guess pride maybe. Because tell you what, like people that I know that I'm really close with, we're pretty open with each other. Like they they question things I do, they criticize it. I criticize things that they do, and we don't agree on everything, but we kind of meet somewhere in the middle. We might
correct.
drink a beer afterwards and we go home, whatever.
Exactly.
You know,
I mean,
it's not
I work with people and I take them to the mat, you know, and I tell them straight up, I'm doing this to get you better, so you can make my job better, so we all can make more money. But they have to be accountable. You know, if one of my friends wanted to hold me accountable, do it. But just don't, like ghost me or not talk to me and that little bullshit kid shit. I don't put up with it, Derek. I don't need to, and that's how I live my life. If I have something to talk to you about, I'll talk to you about, One of my friends told me, no, he didn't tell me. He told a mutual friend, he says, the best thing that happened to me in the last 25 years is that him and I reunite, we were good friends. And I mean, if I lose everybody else but this guy, at least I know I did something for him. Like,
right.
I came back in his life and he's happy for it. But look, a guy last year tried to rip me off, did things to me, and he's not even the worst guy on my list right now. I have another guy on the blacklist, and oh my God, it's just unbelievable, Derek. But yeah, but you know what? Hey, I I have my circle, and I have people that are loyal. I treat them right. I can tell them how I feel, how I think. If I love them, if I don't like them, if I'm starting to hate them, I can tell them that, and we have good conversations.
I want to
You know,
ask you, are you running into those type of people more these days, or was it something that you recognized before and now you're just kind of managing it the way you want to manage it, or how is that working for you?
I think when people figure out you have a little money, it complicates things a little bit. I think, but you just got to stay guarded. You just got to stay guarded. That's the way I look at it. You got to stay guarded, and people around my circle, people will call them to ask them for money and stuff like that. And I said, look, you don't have $500, $600 under your mattress waiting for that guy to call. If you have free money, invest it. You know what I mean? You don't have it sitting around. If your cousin call, oh, I want to borrow 300. Oh, I had this under the mattress waiting for you, buddy. So the answer is no. I mean, if your friends are in tight or in their pinch, then you can help them, but not everyday people that just call you up because you have 5 cents. I mean, it shouldn't be that way. But
No, not at all.
human beings they're dirty people, man. I mean, yeah. I prefer to lie down and hang out with my dog versus hang out with some humans.
So seriously, I mean, you were a writer, and Sean Hall was a writer, and he moved on to be a trainer. You become an owner, and you guys were friends for a long time. But you guys seriously haven't spoken since that time. Like not even not even a text. Hello.
No. I would not even entertain it because, look, I'm not a very sensitive guy, but I tell my good friends I love them. When me and some of my friends hang up the phone, I would tell them, hey, I love you, man. And I'm honest, and I pour my heart out to them because I genuinely love my friends. And I had a couple of friends that they would not say it. Now they'll say it. They'll say, man, I love you too. But it's not a man thing. Maybe I'm getting more estrogen or something like that, getting a little more sentimental, But anyway, I express that.
I give my little brother a lot of flack about maybe about 8 years ago when he was telling me that men develop more estrogen as they grew
As you
older.
get older,
Which is
yeah,
true,
yeah. It is
Darwin,
true.
but I was just being a man, like being I was just being a man.
You get
Some
more
people say I was
sensitive, man.
being something else.
But yeah, but I mean, like, I could die, yesterday, and I don't tell the people that I love them that I love them, and I change, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to start telling each and every one that I really love that I love them, because I do. If you're my friend, hardcore, and I love you, I love you. I mean, that's all I am. But at any rate, I don't have room in my life for bad friends. I don't have room in my life for people that are jealous, hateful, not loyal. I don't have room, And if you can't talk to me about a decision that I made, then you're not my friend. Simple
Well,
as that.
me and him, we weren't friends. We were just partnering in doing what we did, and if you want to put it this way, I haven't spoken to him
Because
since our last
I was
hang
going
up
to
too.
follow up with
So
that too. I was going to follow up with
I
that.
mean, yeah. So
So,
I did see him in Barbados, but we still didn't say hi. Well, it was probably a nod or something. But
so you
I
have
really
that yourself. I
actually,
mean,
quite honestly, I was looking forward to meeting him in Barbados because I wanted to shake his hand because these are people. All you guys were around horse racing long before I was, and I wanted to really, meet you guys and, just a genuine fan and a person who's kind of like an onlooker, curious
right.
about the game, curious about what happens, as we call it, the show now behind the scenes. Just curious about a lot of stuff, and
I mean, like I
you know,
said, man, I don't have room in my life for to use the term lightly, fake friends. I don't, Derek. I only have so much time that I can spare doing this, doing that, and I don't need fake friends. I mean, if you don't like me, you don't like what I say, just get away from me. I'm not gonna embrace you if you don't want to be embraced or want to be in my circle or what. I mean, but like I said, the time when I went after him was because he was shunning people that were associated with me, and that was all right. If you have a problem with me, he has both my numbers. He can call me. I think his dad pocket dials me a couple of times because I've seen a couple of missed calls from his dad. So I'm not gonna say it's a pocket dial, but I didn't want to redial it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
but
So
that's quite interesting. I didn't realize his dad up there with cell phones and stuff like
yeah,
that too. You know,
yeah. Seriously,
actually, I
Wesley,
admire his dad. There's a lot of people look
he's
up
a
to this
great
man. He's
man.
a great
He's a
man.
great man. Helped
So
me so much. Did a lot for me, and that was so hard about the Sean situation. And I
Yeah.
told him when stuff was happening, I said, man, don't panic. I'll get you a nice horse. And at the time, I was looking for a horse, and then we end up acquiring Vividly. But I mean, like one time, this guy called me. He says he's hearing from a guy that the 5 horses that were coming are going to Charles Williams. I said, Sean, well, who are you hearing from? He said, a very reliable source. I said, so you're telling me some person more reliable than me is telling you that they're going somewhere else? I mean, so that's it. That's the kind of shit I had to deal with. I was like, dude, really? I should be the most reliable person, because I told you, these horses are coming to you. But yeah. But we'll catch up on another episode about another guy
Yeah.
that will be
I feel like if
out of
I
my
feel
life.
like this
So
is a saga.
yes,
Definitely,
there's
um,
there's a
it needs to
the
be.
saga continues. But
Yeah, I think.
before we're done here, I'm gonna be like friendless. I can tell you the
The
people.
reason.
Look, these are the people that will be my friends to the end. Rocco Boyne, Tashawn Hazelwood, Derek Lynch, Johnny. I was talking about that for. I'm sure they'll be my friend to the end.
I met Johnny the other day too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a very
In
nice
the
guy.
summer.
Yeah.
Yes,
But yeah, those are
that's
my
pretty cool.
friends to the end, And it just so happens they're all in North America, so maybe I deserted all the Beijing friends, but I'm sure Charles will be my friend to the end. But sometimes we get into some heated conversations, and yeah, I don't know if he'll be back the next day, but it's just who I am. I'm not going to change. I mean, like
Do
I
you
said,
think it's important to have those difficult conversations with your friends?
of course, yes, it is. It is. So
Hmm.
so I mean, like, would you like a stranger to tell you that you're doing something stupid?
Well, definitely not. The worst thing for me, Darwin, is when I get into a conversation with somebody that I know for a long time, a family member or close friend. It's the worst thing is to bring up a topic or talk about something and they just shut down. It just pisses
Yes,
me off.
exactly. Well, that I don't want to call it Bayesian, but that's the only word that comes to mind right now because they can't have open dialogues, and I find a lot of people in Barbados always have to be right. You know, I'm not saying I want to be right about anything that we discuss. I just want my side to be heard. You know, and you take it in, chew it, and you can either digest it or spit it out. But at least give me that opportunity to hear my side, on whatever the subject is, and pretend you're listening at least, not just. And then there's no opening up, and that happens so often. That head in
Hmm.
the sand bullshit. And I'm like, what are you doing? Come back with something. Tell me, why you think I'm stupid, but just don't close it off. And it happens, yeah.
But
Or you're like, they'll just say you're not right. You think you're right, but you're not. Okay,
hmm.
tell me where I'm wrong. You know, show me your
I,
light. You say, hey, this
well,
is my
I
side of
gotta
the
tell
story.
you, because I told you this before that one thing I didn't respect about you is that you did say things and told me things that you were not on the same side as me. You said things and I was like, I like that. I like the fact that someone is willing to say, okay, that's not true, or that's not factual, or that's not entirely it. And
Right.
and then it kind of wakes me up a bit and say, okay, well, tell me more, or or
But,
where am I going wrong, or something like
but
that.
we should be able to allow each other to voice their opinion and agree to disagree if we can't come to a consensus, or you're like, hey, well, I get what you're saying, but I don't agree with you. And be honest about it. Yeah.
I
There's
agree.
no. And I hate people that have to get somebody to co-sign with their argument. I'm like, why? You're you. Don't tell me so and so is saying that too. Tell me what you think. Maybe I will learn something from it. I
Yeah.
was telling this kid in Barbados how to ride a horse for about 4 race days. Kept telling him, do this, do that. I said, I am telling you, if you do it this way, the horse is going to win. He would not do it. And after every race, he had this excuse about everything under the sun. And then another
But was he
person rode
winning?
the
Or he
horse.
wasn't winning.
No, he wasn't winning. Another person rode the horse, Derek, and this horse was gone. I mean, gone.
I guess you're not going to call no names, are you?
No, I'm not calling names. I wouldn't be that disrespectful. But the fact remains is that I laid it all out to him why the horse had to be ridden this way. I mean, it's just years of experience. This has to be that. It's like when you have a financial advisor. He doesn't owe your money. He doesn't tell you what to do with your money, but he puts some guardrails and say, okay, don't do this and don't do that. Stay somewhere in the middle. That way the train doesn't go off the tracks. And you pay him to do that. You pay him to keep you in check. So when you're getting free advice, you should take it. I'm not saying I'm always right, but I'm saying that if you ask me about buying a horse, I might have a little idea, and say, hey, this, that, whatever. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but people like to hear what they want to hear. They want to believe what they want to believe. They're not going to be putting themselves out there to get criticized or ridiculed, or have to change tracks, change directions, do something different. My friend Rocco was riding after his injury, and he was switching his stick really slow. And I called him up. I said, dude, what are you doing? You're taking forever to switch from left to right. And he's like, really? I said, yeah. You look horrible. And guess what? He started working on it, and he came back and said, oh my God. I went back and watched some of those races. And, basically I was riding like I was, still injured, or still whatever. But stuff like that you need people to do. And if you have people that you're accountable to, your life will be so much better,
Yeah.
And like me, I give my wife credit for that, because I know I can't mess up. I can't this, I can't that, because I have to be accountable to this woman, I don't know if she wasn't still here, if I would be as accountable, I might, stay out all night instead of heading home every day. You never know. So within a sense, she's those guardrails, she keeps me.
Well, I know that's the case for me. That's my world you're talking about. If it wasn't for my wife, I'll be out crazy, wild all over the place.
It makes you a better person. Let's say if you're a single person, you should have a dog or a bird or something that you have to go home to, if you're not disciplined enough to go home, and, but it's the truth. Guys that don't have a whole lot of structure, they'll do whatever, anytime. But yeah. But anyway.
So true, man. So, why you just say hit the nail right on top of the head, because, before in my situation, I definitely would be out. I had a place, but I only slept there for a few hours, and then I would just leave for work. Yeah, but after that, I wasn't spending much time. Anyways,
structure and discipline.
I guess we can move on from here. I'm pretty sure something will happen after this conversation. I hope that maybe someone may, break the ice, and maybe, because I'm really truly happy for your ex-friend or friend Sean and Leroy. These guys are doing some serious things in their online show, and bring a lot of attention to the sport as well. So
that's very good. But that's what it was designed to do.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for him too. I don't get a lot of time to watch it. I mean, like, one of my other friends might say, "Oh, so and so was on," and I was like, "Okay, I gotta check it out." But yeah, my bandwidth is not that great right now. I gotta get some fiber optic or something, and find some more time in life, But,
I hear you on that. I want to ask you a serious question before you go, because I know you're running. You're gonna go off pretty soon. But are you I guess you're eligible to vote in the U.S., right? And I was down in Ohio, and I didn't realize that it was the talk was so strong about they're eating the dogs and they're eating the pet. Do you have any words for what is happening
Donald
And first of
Trump.
all, do you have any migrants down where you are?
No, nobody's eating the dogs and cats where I'm at, man. This Donald Trump is an idiot of the highest caliber, right? Um, but he has about 45% of America that will probably vote for him, and that's the sad thing. There, look, there's such underlying issues in America, and some people only get the news from one outfit. Some people don't want to get the news from other outfits. Some people don't want to be what America was made to be. Um, and he lies to them all the time. You know, he lies, he lies, he lies. And I mean, the Haitian people are legally in America, so he's trying to deport legal people. And I just don't get it. I mean, it's what America does. You know, Haiti's in crisis, so people that want to leave, they can come to America, go to other countries. But he is so adamant about kicking them out, and you know, illegals are taking your jobs and this and that. People used to call me a racist because I had a strong opinion about illegal immigration. Because I did what I had to do to get here legally, so I felt that you know it was wrong that a guy can just walk across the border. You know, but if you're running for your life, then okay. But then there's procedures that you should go through to be an American, you know, get yourself squared away. And I went through it with my buddy Rocco when I first met him. I said, you need to get your shit squared away, bud. And he got it squared away. He didn't take it personal and like, oh, you know, F this guy. He was like, okay. But people need people to really put, and I had known him for like 2 weeks. But you need people to come down on you to say, get your stuff right, man. Don't be messing around. And now he's happy, you know. He doesn't have to hope and wonder who's watching him. People threatening to deport him. He doesn't go through that anymore. But when he first got here, that was the case.
Well,
But he listened.
I'm very happy to hear that they're not eating the dogs.
No,
they're
they're
eating
not.
the
They're
pets.
not. They're not.
And
And I'm hoping that Kamala wins the election, becomes the first female president. It's about time America voted for that. But you have some strong-headed men some that would not vote for a woman. And this is America, bud. I mean, you would think that we are so far ahead of that. But there's still a lot of men that won't vote for a female.
that's
So,
unfortunate.
yeah, but I mean, you got 300 million people. You're gonna have a lot of those. But no dogs or cats are hurt in this production.
I want to give you a little funny story before we take off, and we'll probably continue this conversation because you always bring so much insight to the platform. But I gotta share this story with you because I was down in Ohio, and you know that because you was on the
Yes.
phone with me.
Yeah, I talked to you.
And you know where Rocco is staying, you know they were keeping some pigeons and
Okay.
they're keeping some rabbits, and silly me, I didn't know about the whole eating the dogs and eating the pets, and I asked him, "Do you eat these rabbits?" Because
Right.
people do eat rabbits,
Yeah. I ate rabbit before. Yeah.
and they said no. Okay, so the food is on the grill and everything else, and then I saw the pigeons. I said, "Do you eat the pigeons?" The guy turned to me. He says, "No, we don't eat no pets." But I didn't know. I didn't know
You
about
know
this
what's
whole
going
thing
on?
until I came back.
Oh
And
my
now
God. You were in Ohio.
from Ohio,
Eating the
but I didn't
dogs.
know about it. It's only
You're eating the
afterwards
cats.
that I said, "Oh shoot!"
I watched several of those remix tapes, and that song is in my head like every day, man. Yeah, that's
Yeah, so I didn't know, man. But
Have you seen the
yeah,
remix? Have you seen the
I
tape?
saw the remix. It's kind of funny.
It's funny,
It's
bro.
unfortunate, but it's kind of funny.
Oh, but yeah, we're hoping if Trump's win, the wife says she's moving, so I might be back in Barbados before you know it.
All right,
And
Mr. Clarke.
my wife used to be a Republican. She always voted Republican till Trump came around. Yeah, so now we vote Democrat every time. So
Oh wow, you
yeah,
guys are both on the same side this time.
oh yeah. Well, when Hillary was running, she kind of forgot to vote. She did all her voting, and she voted for everybody down the ballot, but she didn't check for the president. Yeah, and she was so mad with herself. And Hillary lost, and yeah, she was still mad. I mean, I was
No, I
like, your
hope she
vote.
wasn't the reason why. Just
Yeah, her
that
vote didn't
one.
count, but
Needed
she was
just that
still mad.
one. That
But
one vote.
she wanted that opportunity to vote for a woman, and not Trump. Yeah,
Yeah.
but go Kamala. Let's get her done.
Well,
She's leading the polls. She's going up in the polls. But before we go, there's a guy in Barbados that loves Trump. He wants Trump to be president. He believes in all this stuff about Trump. And I'm thinking, how asinine could you be? A guy that has 34 charges against him. He gropes women. He doesn't really run the country when he's in. He's dumb. He insults people. He thinks a good soldier is one that doesn't get caught. I mean, stuff like that. And I'm like, this guy. And you would think that these type of comments would kill his career, but it always seems to keep going.
Get stronger.
Any other person, they'll be done. One of those comments, they'll be done. So now he's telling women that I'm here to protect you. The abortion stuff, obviously, that was a big thing, but he got his guys in the Supreme Court and reverse Roe versus Wade. So, yeah, so the Democratic states, they still have access to abortion care and stuff like that. But there are people dying because, they have complications with their pregnancies, need to have abortion, and they can't do it in certain states. People leave states to go to other states to get the care that they need. And I'm not going to judge a woman if she wants to make that call, but I'm not going to tell her what to do with her body either.
Right.
No, I don't want anybody to tell me what to do with my body, So I can't tell a woman. That's just my take on it. So other people disagree. Barefoot and pregnant,
I like these conversations because these conversations are not definitely about horse racing, but definitely hearing from a horse person to see that you still have much more than just horse racing, and that's what I'm also trying to get also from horsemen.
Well, we'll do a different show. We can go into life in general, investments, politics, the world as it is. I mean, I saw a clip about the Belgian Prime Minister and this removal of tents, and she's saying, I don't want you guys to remove the tents. I really don't want to see inside your car. I want to find you so I can get some money.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, oh my God, give me a break, man. So you're going to put more Belgians at risk, because you want money. And then somebody was telling me that she's asking people to have more kids. And I'm thinking, do you have the infrastructure for more kids? Or you just want more kids so you have more taxes paid in 20 years, I mean, I don't know. But anyway,
I guess I'm not sure if you're the same way, but as I get older too, I find politics to be really juicy. Politics is something that can really, incite the juices inside of me when you hear what they're talking about. But I've never really got into it before. But lately I'm starting to dig a little bit deeper.
But as you get older, you figure, okay, 10, 15 years, my income will be reduced. I'll be on a fixed income. So if I'm spending $150,000 per year, I have to have investments or this or a politician that would allow me to still generate that type of income. So you really get involved. But I tell you what, I would pay $10 a gallon of gas if that's what it takes to keep the Democrats in versus the Republicans, because I'll be safer and better off. I may not make as much money, but I figure if everybody's coming up, that means I'm still going up.
Politics is kind of interesting because do people really? I guess they do, because judging from the assassination attempts, I guess people really do have some strong views on who becomes president.
People hate this guy, and look, presidents, People running always have threats, to their life. But to actually go out and those are two of the worst assassins that you would ever meet in your life. One guy probably never shot a gun his whole life, and the other guy,
I want to make fun of the situation, but
I'm telling you, it's like, okay, it's America, right? We have the biggest military in the world. So you have snipers, you have Navy SEALs. I mean, you have guys that would probably take him out in a minute if that's what they wanted to do. But these lone wolves, oh no, he's just going out trying to shoot at it, man. I mean, it makes me laugh. It's like, come on, like, where's a real assassin? Somebody that can really pull a trigger, And the little kid in Pennsylvania, she almost had him. I mean, God, like something nicked his ear, and people are saying he got shot in his ear. It's like there's a little white thing that nicked his ear. So one of the bullets that hit something else probably nicked him, and he shot me in my ear. It's like, come on.
now
But yeah,
I just want to clear something up because I just want to be sure, like, so people understand. You're not saying that the assassin should have or could have or you wish he had done it, right? That's not what you're saying. Obviously not.
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying in light of it, which is not a light matter, so don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah.
Come on, get a real assassin who's going to take the man out. You get these lone wolves that can barely get to the debates, or the guy in the golf course, he's hiding in bushes, and I'm like, come on, man. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff happening around there, and
It's funny, but
all
it's not
seems to be
funny
happening.
because you
It's
should
not
try
funny.
to take some person's life,
That's right. But it just all seemed to be happening right at the time where the elections is starting to get closer and closer, and a lot of controversial stuff. People start to have questions about so many different things. But there's so much different things going on in your parts of the woods, man. You guys got so much things
Well,
to
I think
unpeel.
the rest of the world is laughing at us. They're laughing at us, just like thinking this cannot be going on in America. I mean, it's supposed to be a safe country. I mean, and those people always have a bubble around them, But to show you the mindset of Donald Trump, he doesn't clear his golf course when he wants to golf. He's golfing, other people are golfing. It's like you cannot do that. If Obama or Biden went to golf, they'll close the whole course. They're going to play at 18, but yeah, he is. Yeah. And
No,
he's
I didn't
stretching
realize it was
this.
like that. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it was like that.
Yes. Yeah. He doesn't understand. Okay. January 6th, right? They had him behind the glass when he was making his speech, right? But his people was telling him there's people in the crowd that have guns, because they had a metal detector. And he said, they're not here for me, let them in.
No.
I mean, how can you do that as a responsible person? Yeah, they weren't there for him, but still, this is an armed person coming in close to Capitol Hill. It's like, why will you let them in that area? They're supposed to search, take your gun back to your car, whatever. But yeah,
Well,
that is Trump in a nutshell.
Since that time has gone on to make history, and I guess is inked in American history right now.
Yeah, it was an awful day. I mean, I saw it on the news, and I'm thinking, this is not America. I mean, I'm seeing all the red and white flag, red, blue, and white, and I'm like, what is going on? I mean, it looked like, I don't want to say a third world country, but less than a third world country. Like having a coup or something. But there's a lot of those people in America, man. A lot. I think their voices are not being heard, and they think Trump listens.
Well, I think we need to continue this conversation another time.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Definitely, we'll dive into some other juicier stuff too.
Oh, you know what? Today is the vice president debate. I'm missing it.
Well, I guess I better jump on that.
All right. We'll sign off.
Thanks for coming on again, man.
We'll
Don't be a stranger.
for the politics in a week.
That's right.